Hey folks, so I've been in the hospital for 7 days technically. I'm on day 6 of antibiotics though. Um, it's been kind of a different stay. I've seen GI doctors, so gastrointestinal doctors, and I've seen ear, nose, and throat doctors while I've been here, as well as my normal pulmonologists. So, TMI, but I have really bad hemorrhoids, so they've been putting me on stool softeners and fiber and a laxative to try to fix that without having to go to surgery. Because I've had enough surgeries recently, which I'll get to in a minute. So I've been dealing with some GI issues that have not been fun, but we're getting there. It's better now than it was when I got here. So that's great. Respiratory-wise, I'm doing much better. I finally got my pulmonary function test done the other day, and it was 34, which is actually pretty decent for me. We're guessing it was probably like 24-ish when I got here, so that's a marked improvement for it only being about a 5-day difference. Because that's when I got tested, was about 2 days ago. As for what's going on with my face and probably my voice, so yesterday I had sinus surgery. So I've had 2 sinus surgeries in the past. The first one was awful. I bled for 17 hours straight afterwards and had a lot of pain and just a really rough recovery from it. And all they did was clean it out that time. The second time, again, was a clean out, but it went really smoothly. Well, this time, yesterday, they went in, they cleaned out the sinuses that are here, here, and here. So they cleaned all those out, and then they actually went in and restructured my whole sinus cavity to make it more open so that it drains better and doesn't get as much mucus clogged up in it, because I have a bunch of congestion all the time, and I get really bad sinus headaches, and I get really sore throat from it draining down the back instead of down the front where it's supposed to go. So that's why my nose looks really funny, and like my nostrils are really dark. There's packing in there that's making them dark. And that's why they're wide. This is not what my nose normally looks like. Or my lip. I've noticed that it's making my lip look a little different too. Because it's pulling it upwards. But anyway, that surgery was done 7 o'clock yesterday morning. So 7 o'clock, June 16th, which was Tuesday. I got out of surgery at about noon and back to my room. And at about noon 30, my nose started bleeding. It didn't quit until an hour ago, and it is currently 10 minutes until 2 o'clock p.m. So my nose was bleeding for a little over 24 hours, pretty profusely. I had to wear basically a sling on my nose that was catching the blood with gauze, and I had to change it out every 45 minutes to an hour because it was filling up so fast, which was really gnarly. It looks like it's starting to bleed again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reaching for some gauze. I only have one hand because I'm using my other hand to hold the phone that I am using to record with. So, sorry that this is gross. Maybe I'll put a disclaimer on the description so that you guys know that there will be a little bit of blood in this video. But anyway, oh crap, now the other side's bleeding. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit today about just the struggle of having cystic fibrosis. So everything that I've just explained to you, the GI issues, the sinus issues, being in the hospital at all, this is like normal life. This is nothing unusual. It's nothing different. It's nothing special. It's normal for a lot of people with cystic fibrosis. A lot of us have had multiple sinus surgeries. A lot of us have had multiple GI surgeries. A lot of us have ports, which is what this is. It's basically vein access that's direct. It's a tube that goes up and down. So it goes up over my clavicle, which is a collarbone, and then down behind directly into my heart so that I get my medicine quicker and more efficiently. A lot of people with CF need these because we're hospitalized so much that our veins just can't handle the IVs and the PICC lines and the central lines anymore. So we get this more permanent solution. The needle comes out. The needle part's not permanent. So it's just a little bump under my skin that you've probably seen in my other videos before. I can't remember if I've explained it before though. So there you have it. And breathing's a little difficult right now because my nose is completely clogged. Like I said, they put packing in both sides, so I cannot breathe out of my nose at all. Imagine the worst congestion of your life and then multiply it by about 10, and that's where my nose is right now. So it's making it harder to breathe, which is why I'm kind of panting even though I'm sitting still. The pain from the surgery was pretty intense yesterday. They gave me Dilaudid and hydrocodone to combat the pain. Both of those are fairly decent pain medications. Dilaudid being a little more intense than hydrocodone is. So far today I haven't needed any pain medicine. It's just more been uncomfortable than it has been painful. So that's a great step in the right direction. I finally put all my piercings back in today. Excuse me, I had to take them all out for surgery. The only one I can't put back in is my nose ring. So I'm probably going to lose that completely because my nose hole closes really fast. I don't know if it's like that for other people, but mine closes really fast. So it's probably already closed, to be honest. I can't even really see it right now. But everything else was fine to go back in. I haven't put my belly ring back in because I had my tubes tied on the 4th. So they went in through my belly button. So due to the sutures and the soreness there, I have not put in my belly ring yet. But like, all of this, I realize to like a healthy person sounds like this big, horrible ordeal of a thing to go through. But I really want to just emphasize how normal it is for us. And the reason I want to emphasize how normal it is for us is because I want to emphasize how abnormal it is for that to be normal. No human person should have this life as normal. Pain should not be normal. Surgeries every couple years or more should not be normal. A lung function of 34% should not be normal. None of this should be something that I'm used to. It's something that anybody's used to. I should not know as much about the medical field as my doctors do, but I do. I should not know as much about the human body as I do, but I do, because I deal with it every second of every day. And I'm here often, even though I've stayed out for 5 months. I mean, think about that from your perspective. I was in the hospital 5 months ago. For a normal person, that's not that long ago. But for me, that is such a long time to be out of the hospital. Like, it's a miracle that I have stayed out of the hospital this long and actually felt good. Well, good for me. which isn't quite what good for you would feel like. Now, I know that this is getting kind of a serious, what I'm talking about right now, but it's just something I needed to get off my chest, that, like, this should not be any person's normal, but it really, really is. I'm not looking for sympathy. I never want anybody's sympathy. I just want somebody to be able to empathize with what we deal with and know that, like, you shouldn't take your health for granted, ever. And you should really take care of your body because you got lucky enough to be given one that works properly, or at least mostly properly. Most people do. I know that some of you watching this video might also have health problems. Some of you might even have cystic fibrosis. But an average person does not and should not feel this way. So, yeah, I'm going to get off my little soapbox now and get off here. I'm going to try to update probably at least one more time before I go home. I'm supposed to go home in about a week. So, until then, guys, keep smiling.